guys? How's it going? Oh man, how's it going, guys? How's it going? Oh man. So as you can see, we're not in the studio. Also, by we're I mean me. There is no Brent with us today. It is just me. So yeah, it's just me in the evening, baby. Come on. So yeah, Brent's not here, but I mean, we gotta give you something, because I mean, you're subscribed to our channel, and I mean, that wouldn't be very right of us if we just didn't do something. I mean, we have an obligation to film. We have to. We don't have a choice. It's a legal obligation. People will come for us if we do not. Lives are at stake. So that's why I'm doing this. So yeah, how's it going, guys? Let me know in the comments how it's going. Man, let me turn my air conditioner lower. Maybe that'll be less loud. That'd probably be pretty good. So yeah. How's it going, man? How's it going? I don't really know what to talk about. I mean, I just kind of decided I have to put something out, but I don't have anything like planned. So that's, I don't know, not great. It's kind of cloudy out. Might be like a flash flood or something. Maybe I'll be like a little news person. Hey, there's a cloud out. Don't get caught in the flash flood. You know. I mean, what would you do though? Like, how does that help? What are you gonna do if a flash flood comes? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna educate you guys. So I'm gonna go over the steps that you should take in case a flash flood should ever happen. So, first step is gonna have to be evaluate your surroundings. I think this is one of the more important steps. Just evaluate. Just take a quick little gander around you. You know, kind of get a gathering of what's around you. Kind of get like a gathering. You know, just look around, see what's around. You know, like, hey, is there a tree that I can climb up in case there's a flash flood? Hey, is there a staircase I can climb up to get away from this flash flood? Like, what's gonna happen, you know? And step 2, I would say, would be to execute that. So, yeah, step 1, you want to kind of look around your surroundings and decide what you want to do. And step 2, just, like, do it. You know, just, like, do what you're thinking about for step 1. And a little, like, pro tip, you should do it very quickly, because you know how flash floods are. They come in a flash. You know, that's why they call them flash floods, because they're so quick. You know, you never know when they're gonna happen. I mean, sometimes the alert doesn't come fast enough because all the rain can come. You know, that's how they happen. It just comes down too fast, and then boom, flood. I mean, and then what are you gonna do? You're gonna be like a yak in the desert with no water. I mean, that's no good. No one wants to be a yak in the desert with no water. So yeah, that's just like my 2 tips on how to avoid a flash flood. You know, this is gonna be how to survive in dangerous situations material. Okay, so number 1 is a flash flood. So you're gonna want to evaluate your surroundings, and you're gonna want to do that. You know, I think those really go well after each other. Next, we're going to be talking about quicksand. I think you know this. I live in Colorado. As you know, there's quicksand everywhere in Colorado. It's the leading cause in hospitalization. So yeah, we should probably talk about that, because I don't know how many of our viewers, you know, don't know how to handle that. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time someone came up to me and said, man, dude, my weekend was crazy, I just got caught in quicksand and I didn't know how to get out because no one told me, I would have like at least $3. So that's like, I'll let you do the math on that one, but it's more than should happen. I think the education system is really failing Coloradoans specifically. This is honestly something I'm really passionate about anyway, so I just feel like we should address this. I feel like we should talk about it. So what do you do when quicksand, you know, just comes? You know, you never know. Like, it's disguised. You don't know what you're stepping into. You're out hiking. You think that's dirt. Think again, it's quicksand. Down you go. You make one quick move, you're once you're past the 50% point, you know, the percentage of recovery is really low once you get past the 50%. So that's the most crucial phrase, the most crucial phase. So yeah, you should definitely be aware of that. But anyways, yeah, how to know where quicksand is. So like I said, it's very disguised. You never know what you're getting into. So when you're like walking anywhere, oops, jolted my camera. Oops, no, still, dang it. Okay, there, I think that's better. Anyways, back to what I was saying, saving lives. So what you're gonna want to do is when you're leaving the house, but not always do. I mean, obviously, if you're from somewhere where there's lots of quicksand, there's probably quicksand in your house. But I'm just gonna pretend none of you guys are from there. Not to offend any of my viewers who are from those places. And I do know where they are, but I just don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to get political or anything, you know. We don't get political here on Brent and TV. So, anyways, but for my Coloradoans, you know, quicksand's only outside for us. It's not on the inside. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. You know, next time you think you have it hard, just realize there's some people who have to deal with quicksand being inside their house. You know, you have it better than you think. So, keep that in mind. So, anyways, when we're going out, you know, there's mountains, you know, we want to hike, we want to go fishing. What you're going to want to do is, you're going to want two things. One is a stick at least your own height, something that you can poke the ground with, you know, while you're standing up and walking around. And the second thing is a pogo stick. And so what you're going to want to do is, when you're walking around, you're going to want, you know, the poking stick in your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, that'll be your right hand. And you're going to walk around with it in your right hand. And you're going to be poking the ground in front of you, just to be making sure, you know, everything's solid. And that's more to, like, test the waters, to test the quicksand, you know, to make sure you're not getting into anything that you don't know. And use it on everything. You might think it might just be dirt. I mean, I'm talking staircases, I'm talking fireman poles, I'm talking freaking escalators and elevators, bro. Like, you never know what quicksand is going to look like. I mean, it comes in all shapes and sizes and things and stuff like that. So, you just never take anything for granted, okay? So, you're just going to want to poke around everywhere you go. And, you know, sometimes you are going to find quicksand because there's a lot of it in Colorado. And so that's where the pogo stick comes in handy. That's really why we brought this. So remember, your pogo stick's in your non-dominant hand, so that would be your left one if you're right-handed. And you're going to want to test with your pogo stick, see how far, you know, how much you're dealing with, you know, whether it's like a type 1 or 2 quicksand. You really don't need to just make sure you know what you're dealing with. And, you know, if it's like a type 1, it's not that bad. You can kind of feel over the pass, you can feel solid ground. That's manageable because you can cross that. You can just probably step that over. But it's the type 2 that you really want to worry about, and it is something we deal with a lot in Colorado. And that's why you have the pogo stick. So what you're going to want to do is, you know, type 2 being you poke and you don't feel anything on the other side, you're going to want to get your pogo stick and you're going to want to jump to the other side. You know, right? You're just going to jump to the other side. And, you know, some may say, you know, well, what if it's like a big type 2 quicksand? What if I don't make it to the other side? And better than you just walking into it like a dummy. I mean, at least you knew what you were getting into. But the chances of that aren't happening. And the quicksand response team in Colorado is like they've really gotten their response times really low. So there's not really that much you have to worry about anyway. It's we're looking good in front of other people, knowing, because if you fall into quicksand, you look dumb. I mean, we don't have to address that. No one wants to fall into quicksand. Not because it's life-threatening or anything, and it's a leading cause of hospitalization, but you just look really dumb when you do that, and it's not a good look on anyone. And also, you might be like, hey, why can't I, you know, not carry around a poking stick? Why can't I just poke with my pogo stick? Like, what's the big deal? What's the deal with that? And what I have to say to that is just don't, okay? You're not, stop trying to be a smart aleck, okay? Just don't. I'm not going to give you a reason because you shouldn't need a reason. You should just take my word for it. Just don't doubt me, you know? Like, why? Just don't, okay? Good. I'm glad we established that. So, anyways, that's how I would deal with quicksand. Obviously, the number for a quicksand response team would be 251, named after the backdoor 251 progression in Jazz, because they have a backdoor into the quicksand to get you. They open the quicksand truck from the back door, and they throw the anchor to, like, pull you through. That's why it's called 251. So just call, 251 if you ever are needing assistance. And I know a lot of you are going to need it, because we do live, I can't stress this enough, we do live in Colorado. It's the leading cause of hospitalization, especially right now. Not to get political or anything, but I'm just saying, the nurses are busy enough. I just saw it on a sign when I was driving. It said nurses are busy enough. That's because of quicksand, I'm like pretty sure. So, yeah, just don't, okay? Just don't take it seriously. It's not a laughing matter. You might think you're above that, but yeah, you'll think you're above that, but then you'll be below the quicksand. And then what are you going to do? Huh? Yeah, it's not going to get you very far. So just take my advice. Believe me, you know what I'm talking about. No, I have never fallen in quicksand. I just told you my methods for avoiding that, so of course I haven't. I haven't, okay? Stop typing your comments. So anyways, that's the quicksand one. What have we done? We've done flash flood, quicksand. What's another one? Avalanche, not the hockey team, Renee. I know you're probably watching this. You haven't converted me. I don't like hockey. But yeah, avalanches. We also deal with that a lot in Colorado. As you know, we're near the mountains, and man, if I also had a nickel for how the sheer amount of avalanches that happen every day, it's just, I would have at least 275. So I just would like to talk about that too. So what to do in an avalanche? So first of all, I'm going to tell you the fact for determining whether or not an avalanche is happening. So for this first step, you're going to need, this is for all our subscribers with good hearing. If you don't have good hearing, is it a life worth living anyway? I don't know. Not to get political or anything, but you won't hear anything. I'll just say that. So what you're going to want to do is open your ears. Step 1, open your ears. Step 2, listen. Listen for any, distinguishable sounds. An avalanche has a very distinctive sound. Have you ever, opened a can of soda and, it's that, that little sound? So you're going to want to listen for that, but, a lot louder. And you'll know when you hear it, believe me. Because you'll be like, who's opening a soda around here? But then you'll remember you're all alone, and you'll be like, oh, avalanche, it's coming. Gotcha. And so yeah, then you'll know. So that's step 2. Listen for the sound, the distinguishable sound. And step 3 is gonna be run and find cover. So I obviously don't have to explain myself here. I'm hoping you know how to run. Just run. Try to find cover, under a tree. Like a big tree, not a small tree, not like an elm tree, but like a big tree. Just a big tree. Of course, we don't have a lot of those, so that's not really helpful. But just for cover, you can figure that out. Just try to find cover. I don't think I can be any more clear, so I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that to you. So step 4 is to stay there until the avalanche is over. And this is the tricky one, because you might get bored in the cover that you eventually end up finding, and you're gonna think, oh, I'm probably safe now, time to come out of my cover and be all safe now. No, there's no way of knowing. So there's 2 things to consider. Number 1, whoops, I'm shifting gears. Sorry, everyone. So, number 1, the avalanche might not be over. And you're probably like, Jared, I think I'm going to know when the avalanche is over when the loud sounds. I mean, I think that's going to be pretty obvious. Wrong. You only hear the sound of the avalanche when it starts, and when it keeps going, it gets quieter and quieter. The longer it goes, the quieter it gets. It's the silent killer. That's what I heard one time. So it's a silent killer. So don't let it fool you. And the second thing is, it could have already done, and you might be finished. But when you come out of your cover, there's all the snow everywhere from the avalanche that you have to consider. And this is going to be kind of if I'm going to offer some advice, because if you're taking my advice from the Quicksand, you should already have a poking stick and a pogo stick in hand. So if you do already have that, which you live in Colorado, so you should be able to come out of your cover, use your poking stick to clear enough snow out, like around it like a manhole, just like through the top. Just clear it out with your poking stick, and then you're gonna remember it's in your right hand, your dominant hand, and you're gonna want to take your non-dominant hand, so your left hand for right-handed, with your pogo stick in it, and you're gonna want to get on it, and you're gonna want to bounce up through the hole to safety. Yeah. So that's like a little pro tip. I mean, so if you're already expecting for like quicksand and stuff like that, there's nothing you need to worry about, because you can survive that in an avalanche now. But of course, there's going to be some people who are like, I left my pogo stick at home, I don't have a poking stick, I left my pogo stick at home, I don't have a pogo stick. This is going to be a little more tricky. So what you're going to want to do is train for several years, increasing the amount of water you can intake into your system. Because what this is going to do is, also cold water, it has to be cold. What this is going to do, also ice, what this is going to do is it's going to kind of temper your body to be able to take in large amounts of cold liquids and or solids at large volumes and speeds. And that's going to help you, because when you're stuck in the bottom of your cover for the avalanche, I mean, there's snow everywhere. You're not going to be able to get out. What are you going to do? You're going to eat your way out of the avalanche. So this could take anywhere from 1 to 3 years, depending on your tenacity. But it's something to try. I mean, hey, if you want to die in an avalanche, go ahead, be my guest. But if you're willing to put in the hard work of 1 to 3 years, I mean, then you're golden. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, I would like to be alive after an avalanche. I would like to be alive after a quicksand attack. I would like to be alive after a flash flood. I mean, wouldn't you? And speaking of, I need to it's a little late for my water supplement. Oh, that's good. See, tempering myself for the large amounts of water and ice that I may have to intake one day. So, yeah, that's like kind of my safety tip session. There's just 3. One's, we experience all 3 in Colorado all the time. It's not really a joke. It should be taken very seriously. You just play around with it. I'm being serious. This should be watched seriously. This is one of the more serious versions of Brent and Jared in the evening, because I'm just trying to help you guys. I'm just trying to look out for you guys. I wouldn't want to see anything tragic happen. I wouldn't want to see you, float away in a flash flood. I wouldn't want to see you look dumb in a quicksand attack, because most likely someone's nearby filming you looking dumb, and then what? Then everyone's laughing at you. And then I wouldn't want to see you buried in an avalanche without a pogo stick and a poking stick. I don't want that. I want more for you guys. So yeah, just, write those down, print it on a piece of paper, put it on your fridge, put it on your mirror, put it on your glove box, put it on your bedside table, put it on, your dog's head when you're petting it, so you'll see it. Maybe engrave it on a collar for the dog so that you can read it. It'll remind you every once in a while. Maybe get it tattooed on you. I don't know. Just take these of your own volition. Your own pace. I'm just trying to help y'all. But anyways, that's think that's all I'm going to talk about today. I mean, I think I've pretty much said really important things. I mean, I might as well. I can't think of any more amazing information to give to you guys, so I don't know. I guess that's kind of it. So, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're all doing fine. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video. Brent is normally here to tell you to turn on the little bell. I hate it because all YouTubers say that. They're like, hit the little bell. I'm just like, little bell, okay, whatever. But yeah, do hit the bell, please. Please do that. And, share it if you want to. It's good to share some good information to all your friends. Wouldn't hurt anyone. It can save lives. Sharing this video can save lives. Remember that. So, yeah, that's basically it. So, I guess I'll see you guys next week with Brent, hopefully. And stay frosty.